on. Good afternoon. Welcome to From Under the Seed Desk. I'm Marijuana Man. It's Wednesday afternoon in Vancouver. Glad everybody could make it out. We're here live from the second floor at the CCHQ Vapor Lounge. And I'm here as always. Not as always, but as I like it to be, on the couch with my good buddy Al, the Alchemist.
What's happening, brother?
Everything's happening today.
Everything's
I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in because everything's happening today.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, but
We're doing last week's show.
Yes.
Right on.
And as you'll notice, like last week, Kush Queen's in between.
Hola, hola.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm here.
Nice. And of course, we've got a couch to the left of me, depending on your point of view. Jeremiah and Rose are back with us today. That's always fun.
It only works when he does it.
Oh, no.
Huh?
No.
What happened?
That wasn't even on camera.
That wasn't on camera. Something happened that wasn't on camera. Okay, stop tape. We'll start over and put that on camera.
Redo.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Now, one of my favorite songs is playing, so if you'll just excuse me for a moment. That is an alarm.
Sorry about that.
It's very alarming. From here, I can't see the chat.
I'm gonna get you one.
So
We can't see you,
Jeremiah
chat.
has assured me that he'd get me one.
I'm getting you one.
I hope it's the one from this show.
Yeah, not last week's show.
Do you want
know
Vapor
we're
Central's
doing.
chat?
Oh.
I don't know if we want to talk to that one guy. I'm sorry, that wasn't
Burn.
I will.
Fucking funny, bro.
I don't know, in fact, if anyone would be watching from Vapor Central, but hi. Welcome to the show. It's always good to be on the big screen.
Yeah,
I'm
I do
not.
like that.
I'm not as big as this, but some things that you're seeing are. So keep that in mind throughout the show.
Objects are closer than they appear.
Yeah. There's Ginga's in the house. Nice.
Hey, Ginga.
Ginga's
Hi,
here.
everyone.
Voice for silent. Clam toes. Nice.
Clam toes.
Doob.
Now,
Dr. Clone's here. Nice.
Green Supreme is out tracking Marius this week.
Marius was here?
Oh, there was a sighting this morning, yeah.
Yeah. And Green Supreme caught wind of that, and he's now on the trail.
It's like hunting Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Some sort of mating
You're not even
season
sure
or
if he
something.
really exists or not. You know?
Very elusive. There's Jam Band Fan 3
You
is
just
in
see
the
a
house.
flash of purple hair between the trees every once in a while.
It's like it's a unicorn. No, it's Marius.
Sofa snails along for the ride. Nice. Well, glad you could all make it. I wish I had something for you, but oh well, I do. This is a
2.0.
show. Janice is here too. P2.0 has just arrived.
Oh, yeah. Butter.
YOB.
One of the chants on our show is what I like to hear is I brought my own butter. So good. Step right up to the sublimator, bring your own torch too. She did. Well,
She has
nice.
a butter kit, actually.
Well, you can sit over here on the couch if you want. You got that kind of gear, you get on the couch.
Yeah. She gets a spot right there.
So, yeah, well, what's new? Oh, I know what's new with you. You.
I passed my road test. Yay! Woo! Kush Queen's driving.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Kush
This is
Queen.
to drive?
Yes.
I thought that was just so you could walk around.
Oh my.
Oh my God, I don't feel comfortable now.
So you could walk on the road.
I'm really excited. My second attempt. I passed. Woohoo!
So were you dressed like this when you took the test?
I was dressed just like this when I took the test.
And how did you do?
I passed.
Did you had no mistakes?
No mistakes.
And you were dressed like that.
And I was dressed like this.
Wow.
Did someone just say I look great for 16? I am not 16. I am almost 25. Oh my God. So it took me a little longer to get my license. Whatever.
If there will come a point in your life when the 9 years will flip, right? Where if they think you look 9 years older than you do, you will take as much offense to them thinking you look 9 years younger now.
Dr. Clone says he's got
I
years
know.
older than you.
I know, Dr. Clone. I know.
He's got pains.
Older than her. Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. I've got nothing.
I've got
I got
nothing
nothing for that.
I'm thinking of stuff,
Can we all
but
just be happy for the Kush Queen?
none of it's coming out.
Yay!
Yes, congratulations on passing your test.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to see your picture and your license.
No.
Huh?
No.
It's cool. Driving and being able to drive is like a big part of being grown up and independent. Especially like, just do your own thing.
Is that why I've never
Freedom.
grown up?
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah.
You never wanted to drive?
Never sober
Not
up.
for everybody.
I can drive.
You can ride the fucking hell out of a bike, though.
So,
Fucking rights I can.
See?
that's good. We'll look forward. I've seen you drive because you had a beginner's permit to allow you to do so.
Yep.
I think
And
it's really brave,
yes,
right? Like to learn to drive in Vancouver, fuck,
It's
I'd be a nervous
scary.
wreck.
It is. I'll be honest.
and
If I was a kid and learning to drive in Vancouver, I don't think I'd want to.
no.
Yeah.
Pretty dicey, and people are nice. You know, with your little L on the car, you're supposed to cut them a break.
Yeah.
Well,
People all
if,
just get annoyed of you and try to pass you and all this stuff. And
if I was
They'll wave, right?
And the worst part, you can't toke and drive. They actually asked her if she was smoking before the test.
they did.
oh, is that
Do you
right?
think Kush Queen would smoke before the driver's test? Ever?
How could you even get?
Never.
I couldn't get
I
to
couldn't
the
imagine.
test to take it if I didn't smoke weed.
This is true. Well, I smoked before my knowledge test.
Before your what?
My knowledge test, so the written test you have to take
Oh, your
before you can
knowledge
take
test, they call it.
your road test, and I passed that first time.
Well, I know the joint I brought got me through waiting for her to get through the test.
Bam.
So marijuana did come into play somewhere for Kush Queen to get her. Did they know you were a queen?
No, I didn't let them know that I was a queen.
That's
I wanted
probably
to be
all-
given the same kind of treatment everybody else would get. You know, a fair shot on having
Yeah.
my license. Not just waved on in because I'm a queen. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. That's very humble, I think.
Thank you.
But you know, if you gotta use that.
Well, I did make sure I wasn't wearing my big winter jacket
If she
through my
didn't
test.
know how
so.
to drive, she could do it a different way.
So, here we go with stuff that happened this week.
This week?
Yeah. This
I'm not
coming
prepared
week.
for anything that happened.
Stuff that happened this coming week. Now, the big news in the world in the last few days was this fucking blizzard in the eastern seaboard. They actually closed New York City, closed Boston.
Go sit over there.
All right. They just shut down two of the biggest. Yeah, really.
Yeah, imagine.
No, a couple days ago, the fucking news was covered with the story that the biggest blizzard in history was about to descend on the eastern seaboard. And they closed New York City. They made it illegal for you to drive upon threat of a fine. Boston,
man.
too, it was shut down. And you go, what the fuck is going on here? Like, really, I could not believe the amount of coverage. I was switching news channels, and Blizzard 2015. They had fucking graphics for it and music and the whole schmear, eh? And you go, what the fuck is this bullshit that's going on? And then I switched to the Canadian channel, and the guys out, they made the guy stand outside in Halifax, and like you could tell,
It was a blizzard simulation.
you could see the embarrassment on his face going, I'm standing outside reporting that it's winter. It's winter outside. Right? There's supposed to be hurricane force winds. There was supposed to be 7 miles deep of snow. It was all this shit, but none of it happened.
So they had to film it in Halifax. Where there was snow and wind.
That's funny.
Well, in Boston, it showed up late. It actually did show up in Boston. And, yeah, they got hit with a lot of snow.
But still, right? Like some national disaster. It's fucking snow. They've always had snow.
It's the East Coast.
It's
Yeah,
winter,
aren't the
for
East
God's
Coast
sakes.
blizzards?
Here in Vancouver,
January,
we
right?
just
It's not winter.
received a weather warning today that it's going to be too nice
Yeah, beautiful.
for the next couple
Yeah.
days. It's
15 or something.
yeah. They said, "Oh no, don't wear a jacket. You'll be too warm when you go out. It's too nice outside."
There
So,
was a lack of wind chill warning.
especially for those people who are most susceptible to too nice weather. Right?
Gotta stay home.
Cancel school.
Yeah,
You know,
it's too nice
don't
out
go
there.
into work. Shut
There's
down
a
the
wind
trend.
warming
Shut
warning.
down the transit
Yeah,
system.
wind warming. And that would apply to most people who've grown up in Vancouver. They really don't like
We're
the
gonna
nice
pay
weather.
dearly. You know it's going to snow next week, right?
I wonder where my lighter went off of this table.
Wasn't here.
Nice. So, I went online with the help of this thing
That's how I made this.
today, and let me just look it up. I found the worst weather that's ever been in Canada.
Okay.
Have some.
And
Was it in Manitoba?
Some
he's
of
got to
it.
light this joint for this. It's very important.
All right, North Table. Here, pay attention over there at North Table. Look at
North
these guys.
Table.
Hey,
Hello, North Table.
Camera 2.
Hello.
No, just trying to get you guys paying attention now.
We're ready to do some butter?
We're gonna hit some butter over here.
Having a very important butter discussion.
Butter
Yes,
discussion.
yes.
Well, here,
Do you mind?
Or you know how to do this?
I went online and I found the worst weather that's ever happened in Canada compared to what just happened 2 days ago.
Was it really the worst?
Well, if you will remember February 3rd, 1947,
I do.
it was the coldest temperature ever recorded in continental North America at minus 63 degrees Celsius.
I remember that day.
And that was in Snag, Yukon. In the Snag.
That's.
Well, you
Oh, that makes
think
me cold thinking about it.
if you think that was cold, if you
Wear
then
my shorts.
if you remember the
That's tannin.
Your tank top.
if you remember the cold snap of 1989 in Pelly Bay, Nunavut,
I really do. I remember that cold snap.
it
Lost a toe.
was minus 51 degrees outside, but with with the wind chill factor, minus 91. So,
You don't go outside.
had the wind chill factor
it was
been
fucking.
invented in
It was
1946.
minus 51. You don't go
Feels like-
outside anyway.
You're not going back in like, you did because your flash frozen.
Yeah, there's no real need to give a wind chill warning when it's minus 51 already.
No. No.
It's going to feel like 40 degrees colder if you go outside. It's minus 51 now, but if you go outside, it's minus 91.
Well, there's a reason I don't live in the Yukon anymore.
Yeah, really. Okay, well, here's another interesting fact. The most snow ever at one time. How much do you think that was?
Here or East Coast? Oh, North
In
America.
Canada. This is in Canada.
2 meters.
Yeah. This took place in Tatlas.
Happy 420.
That's 3 times fast.
In Tatsa Lake,
Tatsa Lake.
BC. In BC, 145 centimeters one day.
Whoa. That's a lot of snow.
So fuck off, Boston. New York. Like, fuck off with this bullshit, you
Well, it
chicken
makes me-
shit idiots.
It makes me wonder what they were really up to.
They were
No,
up to
they were up
something.
to something for sure.
They were up to
I know
something.
exactly what they were up to.
What?
About
He
here?
said.
Hey,
That's what they were up to.
I got that for Travis for Christmas.
Is that
It
Darth
was a
Vader?
secret. Yeah, that's Darth Vader putting together a snowman that looks like a stormtrooper. That's I'm sure that, you know, in New York they probably were having some fun. Like,
No, they were moving
Yeah.
something through the city that night, or practicing keeping you at home if they really wanted you to. Don't go outside. It's gonna be winter tonight. Shut
Sitting here
down the
reporting that
city.
it's winter
gonna be
in Boston.
winter.
That's for when they run out of countries to say are terrorists. It'll now be weather.
yeah, that's the new
Christ, and there was a 10-day
Winter, the new
blizzard.
terrorist.
10-day blizzard from Winnipeg to Calgary in 47. Kept everybody 10-day blizzard. Guy had to cut a hole in the roof of his barn to feed his cows.
Oh my god.
10-day blizzard, not one that didn't happen.
So he fed them.
Right.
He fed them the material from the hole in his roof, or
Yes, very resourceful man.
interesting.
The wind chill factor. Here's another one.
Mad.
Here in February 1959, a crippling snowstorm. Strong winds created 7-meter-high drifts. That's 20 feet, more than 20-foot-high drifts in St. John's that blocked the main streets and killed 6 people. 70,000 people were left without power and crippled telephone services.
Crippled
Yeah, they use.
telephone services.
they use-
They were crippled.
I don't think you can use that word anymore, isn't it? Physically disabled telephone service?
how rude.
Physically disabling storm. I was crippled by the storm. Oh, Timmy. Poor Timmy. So, yeah, there's winter, folks. Welcome to fucking winter. Really. You know what the problem is? If, in fact, they weren't completely making this shit up to divert us from some other thing that was going on, like, the fucking U.S. Senate almost voting to ban fucking abortions the day before. Right? There's all sorts of shit going on like that. They just bury it in snow that doesn't come. These fucking clowns, man, oh man, I hate the news. That's part of the problem, is that there's too many people with too many jobs having to make up this kind of shit so that they can have a weather network, so that they can have a weather guy, because, you don't need it. Really, you don't need it. So,
Look out the window and you'll find out how the weather is.
Yeah. It's
That's
really
about
that
what
simple.
they do.
That's
get
what they
out.
do.
Oh, it's gonna do this today.
so we Canadians know about winter.
Wheel they spin.
Right? Us Canucks, we know. Today here in Vancouver, it was 11.
Wow.
It-
Felt like 12.
11 degrees. The humidity was 84%. The wind chill factor, none.
Wow.
The wind, none. We have no fucking wind here. Okay? We're so relaxed in Vancouver.
We're in a
So
vacuum.
laid back. It's 11 degrees,
There's no air
no
movement. It's just
wind.
Yep.
The smoke from our
still.
joints, the smoke just goes straight up into the air. It's beautiful throughout Kitsilano and all the neighborhoods. So, that's 52 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who are old.
Snow said, what about all the people blowing hot air?
Yeah. No, we're all wearing Birkenstocks today, for fuck's sakes. It's like summer outside.
Everybody in Vancouver wears Birkenstocks. When you get your BC ID, it comes with a pair of Birkenstocks.
That's funny.
I don't wear mine on my feet.
Yeah. Can't fly a kite here in Vancouver. That's one of the things.
'cause there's
but
no wind. Yeah,
There's,
there's
no,
no
wind
wind
whatsoever. Birds, there's no birds. They don't float high in the sky on wing like in other places because there's no
Those
wind.
fuckers got a flap.
Yeah.
Too much work.
Yeah, too much work. Who's got time?
They have artificial wind machines for kiters in the parks.
Yeah. It's sad.
Cost $1 for 6 minutes. It's crazy.
So that's the difference between here and
It's like parking downtown.
in Blizzard 2015. So what happens now if they really have a blizzard? If they really have a blizzard now, no one's going to believe that one is coming because they cried Blizzard 2015. They can't call it Blizzard 2015 because they've already used that name. They'll have to write new music, new graphics.
Snowstorm 2015.
Yeah, Snowstorm 2015.
2015.
I'm outside here, but the guy, the funniest thing though was the guy in Halifax. He was a Canadian guy. You just could tell on his face. He thought, this is fucking so stupid that I'm talking about this outside, and it was not snowing. There was no snow on the ground even in fucking Halifax at the time. He said, but later, tomorrow,
It's going to be winter.
there might be some snow here.
Well, I was watching the CNN, and the head meteorologist actually got on the news and nationally apologized for his, like, oops,
Yeah.
oops, my bad, no storm.
And then a whole bunch of other meteorologists got together and went, well, you know, we shouldn't really apologize because it's an inexact science, they said. You go, yeah, you're fired. Fuck off. Shut up.
You're fired. Goodbye.
Okay? That was one of the new things that we came up with this morning, I think it was, to be able to just say when you need to, fuck off.
Yeah.
Just fuck off.
You're fired.
All right? It
Fuck
shouldn't be.
right off.
Doesn't have to be a dirty thing, or
Some people
it
don't
doesn't
know
have to
what
be
to do
just
when you're fired.
fuck off.
Just fuck off.
It's not personal. It's not personal.
Now, while we carry on here, I'll just let you know that certainly come on down to see us at the Vancouver Seed Bank. We're open 7 days a week, 10 till 10. Me and Mr. Cookie and Laurent at the helm. Want to thank Mr. Cookie, as always, for coming in, showing up early on Wednesday so I can come and do the show.
Thanks, Cookie.
Thank
We're
you.
under the seed desk. He's actually at the seed desk. So check out our webpage too. We got a kind of a new one for our shop down here at vsb-cchq.com. And I write some blogs, and I'll be doing some videos for it too. So come and check that out. Unless wherever you live, it's minus 91. Now here's something disturbing that I read.
More disturbing than minus 91?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
I'm going to have to go to therapy.
The ex-Ontario Premier, Ernie Eves, progressive conservative fuck that he is, he has now joined Timeless Herbal Care in Jamaica and is now fixing to head up the medical marijuana aspect of bringing pot in from Jamaica. Pretty sure that's when this morning came up with the fuck off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay? Like, fuck off, Ernie. I think,
Sit down.
Slow your roll, man.
like, really, I don't like this at all. He wasn't Premier of Ontario for very long, but he was auspicious for having been there during, the SARS crisis.
Wasn't
And
that the Walkerton thing too?
maybe, and then what else? There was a big blackout in Ontario that he was there for, and but now here he is. He's
All
gonna,
of the big weird stuff.
yeah. So Timeless Herbal Care is headed up by some fucking Toronto lawyer. It's not even Jamaica. These people, I didn't notice a Jamaican involved at all in any of it. But here's what's been going on. Health Canada has made agreements with different countries around the world, and Jamaica is one of them, because Jamaica thinks that they can figure in on providing Health Canada and their subsidiaries marijuana to send to you and me. They want to fucking give us Jamaican shit instead of good weed. And that's kind of, in my mind, the mistake that Jamaica is making. They're
Well,
really looping in there, thinking
I
they're
just don't
going to corner
understand
it.
how you can grow medical grade cannabis outside. You know, they're
they're
coming
not.
down on people because of spore count and all sorts of things. Well, if you ever look at any outdoor weed, there's all sorts of foreign matter in it. Like, there's no way around it. It's like shit blows through the air, and your plant's fucking.
Sticky as it
I mean,
have a force
like
field around
right down to the little seeds from dandelion puffs.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see those in outdoor buds. Like,
Well,
made to have everything sticky.
some of the
It's-
weed that you see in Jamaica actually has dreadlocks on it.
so I really don't know how they're gonna
Oh my
how they're gonna
So maybe
Yeah,
not.
I don't know how
like
they're gonna get it
Alcet.
up to standards.
At the end, and then it'll be medical grade.
So, but
it's
Jamaica
still,
too.
There's still going to be foreign matter in it.
Jamaica, they really think that they're going to corner the market in medical marijuana or have something to do with it, but they're just mistaken because they produce a lot of marijuana. They just think that everyone really cares about their marijuana. They don't. It's not very good. All right, it's
No.
not as good as it could be. Nearly. So, it's just that they're doing it and they have it and they think that it's prohibition. Supply and demand that is making them think that they're actually in demand, right? But when there's a real supply, they aren't. So fuck off, Ernie. How many people went to jail in Ontario for fucking marijuana while Ernie Eves was the premier? You prick. I think there should be a moratorium on any politician who leaves office. You can't get into business, pal. You don't get into some fucking
Not the
business
marijuana
that you might have had a hand in fucking modeling or pushing in a direction or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Here-
don't know why anyone would even consider him seriously. You know,
Well, he's connected.
make a quick buck.
He is connected
Pick
to
it
all
up
the
when
government.
everybody, fucks off.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
She's gonna.
What
He can-
market is there
they
in
can
Jamaica?
pave
Of
the
course,
way.
The Canadian market, they're going to jump all over it.
Yeah, of course.
And
So
Health
here's-
Canada can't take away our right to grow unless they got an alternative to offer us, and that's their bogus alternative.
Well,
When we stand up and say, hey, you can't do that, you can't take away our access, they're going to be like, but we give you this access to this shitty shit.
In
We're
Jamaica.
supposed to all just get in line for it.
not, I don't
Give
think
me a
any of
fucking
it,
break.
any of it's gonna fly. But here's what, when you think about, here's McGuinty. He was a past premier of Ontario. He was just made senior advisor to Price Waterhouse Coopers, which is even more dangerous than what Ernie Eves is doing. Like, really, here's a fucking ex-premier. He goes into this fucking consulting firm to help people fucking get around the government, get through government, get connected to the government. Fuck off. They should not be allowed to do this. These people are just
they're
profit.
basically taking investments, oil divested revenue, and they're sinking it into growing marijuana. How the fuck are you supposed to believe they got your health in mind?
Oh,
That's
nobody
what they're doing.
Nobody has your health in mind. The Jamaicans
No,
know
it's all
nothing
for
about,
money.
they don't have a clue
to make
about
money.
marijuana. Nobody even has a clue about medical marijuana. Nobody's done any fucking research. But everyone seems to forget this, that everything that we know about marijuana is what we've heard about it. Not what it is, it's what we've heard. Somebody said, right? All the processes that we put marijuana through from fucking germination on is only because we did it by the seat of our pants. We didn't do it because that was the best necessarily, because we never knew. We had no choice, right? We do not grow marijuana as good as it can be grown indoor. There's just no way around it. So there's no way that you can really say, hey, this is medicinal. Right? And then fucking gauge it against one thing or another when you haven't even... The idea here is to get it legal. Get it legalized. That is the fucking key to understanding marijuana. Legalize it so we can fucking research it and find out. For those people who would then even care. Most people want to know answers to this shit because they can't get fucking weed. Can't get good weed, can't get consistent supply, can't get fucking sativas, can't get, right? Can't get good bubble hash, can't, but, and so is it's CBD, it's terpene, it's fucking...
Well, and then
yeah,
a lot of this CBD shit it's just a bunch of bullshit. just because some guy gets a clone that's high in CBD and crosses a whole bunch of female cuts with it, doesn't mean all of those cuts are going to be high CBD strains.
No.
I mean,
And
we have
it
this
does-
high CBD Renee, and we have high CBD this and high CBD that, and it's. You're telling me if I crack 1,000 of those seeds, let's take the Renee. Renee's a famous Canadian elite clone. It's been hit with canatonic male, and now that's high CBD Renee. But if I crack 1,000 of those seeds and I select all the females and I test all those females, I guarantee those seeds aren't going to all be high CBD. So we have a lot of irresponsibility on breeders that are boasting all of this stuff as well, just so that they can sell stuff to be trendy.
Faster.
Well, this is reverse engineering too, because the recipient of the marijuana is finding relief from their condition. They're going back and saying that this is a high CBD strain that's doing it. You go, well, maybe they all are. I have a theory about it, is that I think if we compared Kush, a pure Kush, grown indoor compared to a Congo, I think we would find a different ratio of THC to CBD, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that over the years of us growing marijuana poorly indoor has raised the amount of CBD to THC, or lowered the amount of THC compared to CBD. We're just not doing it right. We don't have the right light spectrum and many other reasons. But I think our weed is higher CBD now than it ever was
I
before.
don't know if I agree with that one, but that's next
going to
week's
be
show.
my theory.
That's next week's show. But I really think the more we're allowed to study cannabis, the more we're going to find out that certain temperatures, certain foods, certain light intensities, all of these are going to trigger the cannabinoid production one way or another. You know, so let's just take, we're not saying this is fact, but let's just say potassium and the temperature of 68 degrees with, you know, a day cycle of 16 hours for the duration of 3 weeks. How do we know that that's not going to increase CBD or trigger a certain terpene to be produced? We don't yet.
No.
And until we're allowed to study that, I really don't think that. Yeah, you're right. We don't know shit about this
Well,
plant.
like you
And
said,
physiologically, we don't know shit about how it affects us. We're not allowed to study the endocannabinoid system freely. For all we know, there's dietary supplements we can take to boost our endocannabinoid system without having to supplement it with cannabis, let's say. We don't know shit about our own physiology or this plant's physiology.
well, and like you said, the longer that you grow a plant makes a difference, remember? Like with purple kush.
Oh,
and stuff,
yeah,
and like
man.
people like to say that a sativa is a sativa.
Yeah, like
kush.
sativa,
like,
indica,
the
all of that's
process- I
bullshit.
think the process is such a huge factor in like what the strain turns out to be, or whether it's going to be sativa or an indica. Like,
Or have those traits, let's
well,
say.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
totally.
given the conditions that it needs to exhibit those traits.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I grew a purple kush to 80-something days.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a completely different smell, a completely different high. The whole thing was different. Now, let's say I grew that to 80-something days in a super hot room that had a lot of humidity. Chances are it would be even more different. And let's say I did that in a super hot room with no humidity. It would be different again.
Yeah.
People are
Totally.
so fucking...
So, there is no standard. There are no answers. Stop fucking asking, would you? Quit
So-
asking why it's doing this. How can it do this?
I-
Why
I
can we
just
make it
wonder
better?
how-
Get it legalized.
Exactly.
Like,
then
We'll worry
study
about
it.
it then.
How are countries like Jamaica going to be able to produce standardized cannabis outdoors if they're not
can't.
controlling their weather?
Yeah.
See, that's
You know what I
because
mean?
guys like
Like,
Ernie.
the whole thing is absurd.
It's because guys like Ernie Eves are involved, who
But
have no fucking clue.
Him and a few other boneheads.
Totally stunned.
Now, here's another thing going on at Health Canada with an outfit called Sen Biotech. Sen Biotech they've applied for a licensed producer's license to produce. And I don't know how they've apparently applied for the biggest license in Canada. They want to provide more marijuana than anybody else. And they are crooked. Oh my God, these people.
That's
Apparently,
why they want the biggest license.
yeah, the guy who's running it, he's been out running around selling shares. They made fucking millions. They've sold millions of shares based on the projected idea that they're actually going to get a license. They don't even have one yet, but they were able to somehow fucking sell stock.
Well,
With nothing but and this guy's signature, everything that was ever signed by him or whoever, it's different. All right, his name, different signature, the whole fucking thing. And then so he was this guy was all fucking whipped up about this press coverage they were getting. So he quoted one of the directors of the company. They found out now that he actually made him up. Just fake employee that they made up, and then quoted that fake employee to make their point. Oh yeah, Health Canada hasn't responded at all to it, but
People are just sleazebags.
yeah. Well, fake signatures, fake fucking employees. Well,
It's like
Health
a reality
Canada's
TV
running
show or
a,
something. It's just ridiculous.
but Health Canada's already running a fake program.
Well, people
So-
are pulling their money out of oil and they're looking for places
did
to put it,
what?
right?
Their fake employee. Did he have anything positive to say?
I bet he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he was right on their side, oddly enough.
They all are.
Now, here's
Wonder how much he
something.
gets paid.
In Denver, the Denver airport has banned the sale of pot souvenirs in the airport.
Really?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, they
What is
think
that, federal space?
no,
Even do that?
no, they're worried that it could taint the state's image.
Well, yeah, because the Denver airport's known for being very ominous. You know, it had all the crazy murals of apocalypse and all of that crazy shit in the Denver airport.
Yeah, there's
and,
something
like,
weird about the Denver airport,
plagues
isn't
and
there?
all of that stuff, and it's got all of the underground roadways that are tied to it and stuff. So they don't want something so positive being tied to that. They want to keep that ominous image. It's like, what do you mean? We're supposed to be diabolical.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have souvenirs that have product. That is unbelievably ridiculous. That's like some kind of weird socialistic kind of like manipulation.
Yeah. Well, what?
These
Colorado.
campaigns are weird to watch, eh? Like, watching, oh, gee, we should have thought about that before, but we didn't. And,
Yeah.
oh, what are we going to do now?
Stupidity.
And
No
all this
pot
afterthought,
souvenirs.
right? There was really very little forethought into the whole process.
Now, in the airport, they do not ban beer ads. They
Right.
don't ban craft beer exhibits and all this other stuff, right? But marijuana boxer shorts, nope, not gonna happen. Not in Denver.
No.
Not in fucking
I want my
Denver.
Colorado roach clip.
Yeah. We don't want to be
I want an
tainted.
ashtray,
Yeah.
pot leaf ashtray from
The green
Denver.
state.
The green state.
Totally.
No, they're going nuts. They're absolutely going nuts, both now in
Rocky Mountain
Alaska
High.
and Oregon. They're they're writing things like that the legislation about legalizing marijuana is stupefying them. They are stupefied by it, it said. You go, yep, that's right, because they be stupid, right? They know nothing.
Left them stupid.
And people are beginning to say, what the fuck's going on here? Every other proposition that is put on their ballot and voted for is put into law and nothing more is heard or done about it. Except marijuana. Now they're coming out of the woodwork like fucking termites trying to put up roadblocks and saying you can't, nobody should, could. They're still trying to keep prohibition in place as much as they can, right? God, yeah. Yeah, and put up signs and you got to do this, you got to do that. The legislation of both Alaska and Oregon are full of bills been put forward already, and people are beginning to question the democracy of these decisions, going, what the fuck is going on here that you people, we have voted for this in a democracy and it's supposed to go into law, and here you are trying to fucking stop it now? Fuck off.
Yeah, they have a ballot initiative that passes this whole thing, and then immediately they pass a billion laws to subvert it completely.
I heard the average family has 3 bills. 3 bills?
Well, it's a
for
three-
the average family.
3 bill limit per family.
A couple of them have Williams, but most of them are
Now they
bills.
can't bust you for possession, simple possession, so they're out to get the people DUI and other
Well, naturally, they got to pick up the slack somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a money
Felonies,
machine. There's a
right?
money machine that was started.
Still got to
and
make
then-
their quota.
and then
can write
Oh, yeah.
another way.
That's
Cops
re-
are bored.
That's really why it's going on,
nothing
because
to
they're
do now.
freaking out, wondering where they're going to get these billions of dollars that they used to get from prohibition troughs.
Well, just
Totally.
like just
That's
like
what's
anything,
going through
they'll
their
figure
heads
out a,
instantly
you know,
is where are we going to get these fucking countless trillions that they fucking spend, eh? They don't even tell you how much, eh? And they're going to
Absolutely,
go,
totally.
Oh
we're
no,
not
they'll
getting
they'll
anywhere
start
with it."
they'll start a dispensary, a collective, strictly for law enforcement officers.
Well, they
If you're
should.
if you're in law enforcement, you can come there and buy your weed.
Cop pot,
Yeah.
eh? Pig pot.
Pig pot.
pot,
Pig
yeah.
pot.
Pig
I
pot.
like that.
Open 24 hours. Pig pot. Eh?
For all you
Pigweed.
pigs.
Swine weed.
Pigweed.
Come get your pig weed.
Swine weed.
Oh my god.
Get your swine weed here.
See, like we're so
But I
tho-
mean, really, that's
no,
you know,
but I'm for those police officers who are watching.
and maybe they can
Fuck
expand and they
off.
can sell to firefighters too or something. You know? If you have a uniform, they'll sell to anybody with a uniform.
yeah,
Free infused donuts, right?
Yeah.
With a membership.
Oh my
Free
god.
infused donuts.
but I just would like the
That'll
police
lose
officers who are watching to know that we can have fun with this.
6 strawberry sprinkles for
It's
a
not
gram.
that- it's not all that serious. Here's something going on in Vancouver, a new trend out there called roaching. Anybody done
Roaching.
anybody done any of that? Pete, you've been out roaching today, have you? Huh? Probably, he said. Ooh, that's trouble. No, that's buying weed for the young kids hanging around the dispensaries.
Oh,
It's like bootlegging.
Like bootlegging, which for some reason they say that bootlegging was always called booting. I've never heard that. I don't know. Maybe it was, but now they're calling this roaching.
this is roaching.
Yeah, because they can't wait to fucking put a label on something.
Roaching out here. Signs outside
Huh?
of stores now. No roaching.
Yeah. No,
I wonder how many people have gone like, grabbed the kid's money and went in and went, fuck, this kid just like bought me $50 worth of
Yeah.
weed. Right on.
Awesome,
Kids
yeah.
paying
See
for
you later,
my
buddy.
weed. Yeah.
Just walked away
Happens
while
with
the
the
kid's
booze
like,
all the time.
But.
And
Yeah.
like the teenagers never had any place to buy weed before there were dispensaries.
Yeah, we just
What about
went
the
to
arcades? Well, there's only one
went to
left.
our local
Where do you expect
dealer.
them to buy their weed? You closed all the fucking arcades.
True.
Oh, this
Cut
fucking
funding in the community centers. Kids got no place to buy their weed.
And the pool
this
halls, they're all shut down.
semi-legalization shit ain't working for the teens. Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics has
Oh my god.
they woke up in the middle of the night and needed to be fed, and came up with this study. Apparently, no, they.
Won't stop crying.
I like to call them the AAP app. They want the DEA to reschedule marijuana for medical research.
Well, naturally.
Now, they want you to know they don't support legalization of marijuana because it is potentially harmful to children and adolescents. Now, the reason that they would like it rescheduled so that they can focus on treatment for adolescents with marijuana. This is what they said in their fucking release. They said, we don't support legalization because of the potential harm to adolescents, but we want to focus on treatment for adolescents with using marijuana.
Well, that's why they need the study, so they can see if it's viable. And then once they deem if it's viable, then they can apply for funding for a new study to go ahead on studying cannabis on adolescents.
Well, they
So
also
this could last 50 years.
they also came to the conclusion that there's been no evidence that legalizing marijuana will benefit youth. This is what they said. The American Academy of Pediatrics, no evidence that legalization will benefit youth. That's all they care
So
about.
they're only
That's
getting
all
the
they
study
fucking
looking
care
at the
about.
harmful effects. Pretty well.
Negatively skewed study, yeah.
Huh?
They say it right from the get-go.
But it's so confusing here.
It's
What they're really saying to the DEA, we want you to
Yeah.
reschedule marijuana so that only we can fucking have it. Right? So that you don't legalize it so that the youth can have it. But we want to be able to have it so that we can give it to the youth. That's what they're saying.
So they're doing
So wait, we can have it.
they're
Right, that's-
doing unethical
We can have it and give it to the youth?
on minors.
Yeah,
right?
so-
That's
I don't
goes
understand
right-
what's going on
it-
here.
well-
It's harmful, but they want it so they can do it in a controlled
No,
environment.
I'm not going to explain it
Like
again.
guinea pigs.
So
They're-
what you're saying
what
is
they're doing is
Wait a minute,
they're
What you're
roaching.
saying?
they're roaching.
Roaching, totally.
They want to roach is what they want to do.
Why are they so focused on teens? You know?
Because they are the American Academy of
always-
Pediatrics.
Hey, because the
Their
kids and
thinking
the pets
stops at age
that's old
13.
news now.
Right.
That's all
They're
they
onto
think
the
about.
teens.
They don't
Well,
see
fuck the
adults
children
in
now, it's
society.
teens.
They only see
I
13-year-olds
used
and
marijuana
them.
for most of my teens, and nobody was asking us anything. Like, nobody cared.
It's true.
I've never had.
You know what? Ed
Any
Rosenthal's
pediatrics.
got an interesting theory, right?
Do it for the kids.
There's
Interesting theory.
in the 70s there was, you know, an estimated number of cannabis users. And that number has grown, I think it's 200 and something % since the 70s. Now, if we take that and we keep going, eventually there's going to be more cannabis users than there are people.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cannabis
So we
has
have
been
to-
around for
yeah.
how freaking long, and nothing's gone wrong.
You better
the
be
world
ready.
is still going round. Like, come on,
But well,
Dad.
this is we figured that's where this comes in is the pets. That's you got to bring the pets into it eventually.
The price of people is going to skyrocket.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The price of people?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone up.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone up in the last 1,000 years for sure.
Totally.
You can buy people
That's if
cheap
the
right
people
now.
companies don't, get out their dependence on Eastern people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need commercial people producers.
We'll have to
Nestle.
divest in, into
Apple,
That's right.
Stop.
Nestle, Apple. Well, there's a few others. De Beers. Yeah.
Speaking of beers, the Oscar Blue Beer Company. I
Oscar
don't
Blue
know.
Beer.
Yeah,
I
they're.
live next door to him. He's a fucking asshole.
Is that a condition?
That's funny.
And I always thought that was his nickname.
Sounds painful.
See, this is how we write the show.
I didn't realize that
I
was his
come
real
up with
name.
words and say them, and the panel erupts with things, and then they go silent, leaving me nothing. No. No. I'll say it again. Oscar Blue Beer. Anyway, there's some sort of beer manufacturer in the United States, and they've come up with a beer called Pinner. Pinner. Yeah.
It's in case you don't want to get too drunk.
Oh,
Totally.
There's
Just
like cold
just
shot
open a
cans.
pinner.
does it come with a free
There's
pinner?
actually
There's
9 of them in a
pinners in the
6-pack.
fridge. Help yourself.
See, I just say the word. Just pick a word. Right?
That's funny.
Pinner. Well, they actually had a reason why they called it Pinner. So fucking stupid. The world's so stupid. They make beer, and people, when they smell their beer, they go, "That smells like marijuana."
Oh my God.
And they go, "Okay, well, that's because it's the hops, which is also in the Cannabicaea family, a cousin of marijuana, and maybe that's why it smells like weed." And they'd say, and so they thought, well, only because it smells just a little bit like weed, there isn't much weed in it. It's like a pinner. That's why they called their beer
Funny.
Pinner. Yeah, they were drunk when they came up with that.
Yeah, because if you have to explain
So,
You gotta explain, you won't get it.
Yeah.
so along with the moratorium on politicians being able to get into business afterwards, there should be no fucking way beer can be associated with marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off. Don't associate this substance with something way more dangerous.
I agree.
Fuck
I do
off.
agree with that, absolutely. Totally.
Oscar.
I do concur.
Like, really?
Meyer
Come on, that's
Wiener.
It's
bullshit.
just so hypocritical.
Nobody's exploded in the world about that. You can't sell boxer shorts at the fucking Denver airport because of the impression it'll give us, but somebody can come up with...
Well, they
Grr.
can plaster their booze ads
Done.
over anything they want, right? Anywhere, anytime.
It stupefies me.
Yeah, totally.
Stupid fuck.
So you didn't get anything wrong on your test?
No.
Huh.
Well, there's a little note.
There's a
He
note.
did leave me a little note.
Complimenting your outfit. He said, "Oh, I
It
love your
says-
outfit."
Fast. So I just gotta
Fast.
watch my speed a little bit because we entered the highway and I went up to 60 instead of 50, but whatever. And then
You were moving too fast
Yeah.
for him.
it is.
They already went
Really?
over that.
He was quite distracted.
He didn't
Yeah.
fill
He's all,
out any
hey,
of the
hey,
form.
Slow down. Things are moving a little too fast here.
And then look behind you while backing up because I used my mirrors a little too much.
So you
Instead
didn't
of-
turn around.
I did. So I
front
did
of
my
him.
usual 360 check, which is why I passed. But when I was backing up, I was just relying on my mirrors a lot, looking like that instead of again looking back. You have to turn your whole. He wanted to see the side view like this a couple more
How
times.
was that?
He did. He was.
That's the idea.
He was a little upset about it, but you know, whatever.
Turn both
I
ways.
shit you not. Look behind you while backing.
Turn this way to Greg's
Did he make you drive
Yeah.
over a lot of speed bumps?
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
You want to see her turn slowly, not so fast.
He took
Slow
you through
turn.
a whole road with a lot of potholes and speed
No.
bumps on him.
Slow your turns down.
Did. He
He
took me
had-
to like 3 construction zones. 3 construction zones, and we were like,
And then,
just kidding.
and then a dark alley, and
Work it.
well, I'm very impressed.
And then after the dark alley, I passed, and it doesn't matter from there.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Well, I'm surprised that he even made you drive.
Really?
Quite frankly. Yeah, fat.
Well, and
I
got
would
the
have
same
written.
name of instructors both times at different locations. It's the weirdest thing.
Really?
Yeah, in Richmond, his name was Darren, and then over here in Abbotsford, his name was Darren. I was like, this is really weird.
Darren. Who knew there were so many Darrens out there?
It's actually it's a title.
It's a club.
No, it's a title. It's like when you're in the middle. You know, the Darren is.
He's the Darren
it's a
of
person
our
who-
group.
who- it's a car instructor, basically. Like a driving instructor. That's what a
It's
Darren
an
is.
That's
It's
what
an
you look at it in
ancient
the
term.
dictionary.
It's
Darren,
like it's
it
like
says
in ancient
driving
times.
instructor.
A Joseph was a carpenter or an architect, a builder.
Somebody-
A Darren, it's a title. It's a title actually.
Somebody
It
looked
is,
at that
it is.
baby and
Within
said,
the driver,
"That's a driving
the
instructor."
bureau.
That's a
of-
Darren right there.
The Bureau of
Right
Cars.
from birth.
Be Darren.
Well, if you're like the Darren of the Shire, right? You're the town Darren.
Yeah, you're the one that drives the ox cart.
Yeah.
Or teaches
teaches
other people how to drive the ox cart.
ox cart.
Because you're so good. You've mastered it, so you become a
Or ranks
Darren.
them and judges them on a test. essentially.
You're essentially a Darren of ox cartery.
Right, absolutely.
Well,
So, yeah.
you heard it here first,
terminology
even though it's an
right.
ancient term.
Dangerous job though, high mortality rate on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
90% of them die on the job in duty. Yeah.
It's very risky.
Very, very.
a lot of people have many concerns in life, especially residents of Oregon. So, those residents concerned about the ramifications of legal pot, ramification
Wow.
of legal pot,
Ram that right down our fucking throats, eh? Jesus.
they have been invited to a series of what are being called listening sessions.
I'm gonna get ramified right now with some
Listening.
legal pot.
Okay, after we have a listening session, right?
I'm having
Yeah.
a listening session
Hotbox
right
you
now.
and make
The
listening
Oregon Liquor Control Board has organized a series of listening sessions for them to come and be told what's going to happen. I guess.
On the ramification.
Yeah.
Bye, NSF. See you
Oh,
later.
they're so like. Why are people afraid? Why are is anybody concerned about this other than because of the fucking lies that they have been told all their lives about the dangers of marijuana?
Well, it's a period of maladjustment, right? It's like a dissonance effect. People just automatically don't want to.
Don't
they've
want
been
change.
told their whole life, right? Like people who aren't like you and me and everybody else in this room have been told their whole life it's evil, it's the devil, whatever you believe, right? So they're scared. That's all. It's stupid. Agreed.
But
you know, it's
who
gonna
it-
take, it's gonna take time.
Most
before,
people are
you know.
concerned about ramifications.
I know, but it doesn't help when they're using all this stupid adjective to describe this shit, right? Like,
Well, I'm an Aries, and that's
Thinking about them right
oh, I
now.
get hungry and I feel happy.
well, I'm an Aries, and that's the sign of the ramification.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
so it's
no
personal.
doubt. You're used
The
to
Chinese year of the ramification. With sweet and sour.
Right, right, right.
It's a
That's
weird
the
thing
word.
because you like
The new
basically
word.
turn into a ram. So you know,
I'll have the sweet and sour ramification and I don't know what, some extra egg rolls.
Like that stuff. Lots of it. Lots of ramifications.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to get ramified on
XD
legal
is an
pot
Aries
right now.
too. I knew it.
So excited.
XD.
Legal pot.
The year of the mole head. Nice.
Wow. I'm totally gratified by that.
All right, that's all I got.
Might need some clarification on year of the
I thought you were turning the screen off. I was like, wow.
That's it.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, that shit's over.
Bye.
Mr. Cookie's smoking Congo Haze. That's only like 12 steps away from it
Yeah,
being
like-
brought in here, actually.
Lock the door and get in here, eh?
Yeah. Oh, take a break, Mr. Cookie.
Why, you want to smoke a Congo Haze? Let's smoke a Congo Haze.
Why did you just ask before? Jeez. All you gotta do is ask.
We got some Congo, we got some Haze.
Communication.
Here's some
Ramification,
Congo.
communication.
And we have Congo Haze.
We're going to smoke a Congo Haze.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You're
I wanted
blocking
to
my shot.
point out something that Al said today. Something that Al said today that I think I'll never forget. More people are using cannabis.
There are way more people using cannabis.
Or way more people just saying they're using cannabis.
No, there's definitely more people using cannabis for sure.
I don't know. I think there's just more people feel
That are
safer
open
about
about
saying
it.
that,
I agree.
that feel safer saying,
A-
yeah, I
access
smoke pot.
access has gone up, cultivation has gone up,
Roaching
and
has
still
gone
all
up.
of that weed gets gone.
charts.
Off. It's
Now that dispensaries
it's
have opened, I've
trending.
noticed a lot of people have come to like, okay, let's try cannabis now that it's a dispensary.
Lots of people, lots of
and
people.
I think I do agree with Al. I think
And-
a lot of
and-
people
and
are,
a lot of
are
people-
trying it out and using it now.
A lot of elderly people.
A lot of elderly people
who-
come into
who've gone their whole
dispensaries.
lives.
I manage a dispensary. I know.
My dad.
This is
totally.
I turned
This is like
my
a listening
87-year-old
session.
dad onto pot. Like, you know, he tried to smoke it. He didn't like it because it just made him want to smoke cigarettes, right? And he had like degenerative spine condition. And then so I gave him brownies, and he liked it, you know. But he could have done with or without it. I don't know. He wasn't really thrilled, but he liked the pain relief, the sleep, you know, whatever, right?
My dad, my whole life, has been
It took him that
totally
long.
against cannabis, and I actually got him a couple summers ago to start drinking leaf like juice, and he started drinking juice, and like, you know, he's pushing 70, like 68, 69 years old. He's drinking leaf juice. It was made out of hemp, but still, it's you know, it's a big step for my dad drinking cannabis juice. But he was able to go into the bush. It was like a super hot summer in Manitoba a couple years ago, and him and my uncle went and they cleared out all of their old scrap metal and stuff. Two old dudes pushing 70, working at 35, 37 degrees, you know, 12 hours a day in the bush. And it was because of the fucking weed juice.
The juice.
It was the juice that allowed him to do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
Well,
know.
it was actually frozen.
So
Fresh
that's
frozen.
gonna be like
Yeah, exactly. From fresh
high
leaf.
CBDs, right? No
Well,
THC.
From hemp. So
Right?
so
It says,
there
you know,
would be more CBD than THC, but they're still well under what we would call
that
high.
wouldn't have THC at all, would it?
Well,
It has trace amounts.
speaking of high CBD, I just wait till there's a segue into the next story. New Mexico woman been driving her van around for 13 years. Broke the window handle. They opened up the door, found 13 and a half pounds of pot in the door.
One for each year.
Ding, 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 ding.
That one for each year, totally.
What? That's her monthly, you know.
That stuff would be high in CBD. The police said, oh, it's too old and worthless,
Yeah, I'll take it off their hands then.
which was an interesting thing to say. It's still marijuana. How do they know? Like, really? The fuck do they know? It's old and worthless.
Maybe I had water damage.
Oh, those things are usually packed pretty good.
And they're saying the lady didn't know it was in there?
That's what she claimed.
Right.
Hey?
Well played, whatever your name is. Well played.
Wrapped in tape.
People have been stealing her
sure.
van once a
While she was
year.
shopping.
Yeah, stashing weed in it.
13 and a half pounds. You don't know that there's fucking 13 and a half pounds in your van. You fucking kidding me?
That's too bad.
Some girls don't know much.
You know,
They're not all the Kush Queen, I guess. Well put.
one time I bought a truck. I bought a Tahoe. What is that? A Chevy Blazer Tahoe. And
That's a lot of names.
that's a lot of names.
I don't know if
I bought
that's...
it, but the person who I got it from was a notorious pothead, and it had like a back panel where you keep like the jack, and it has like a bunch of that shit in the wall, and it's like a plastic panel that comes off. Well, I bought the truck and I drove down to see my grandparents in the U.S. and I drove down there and I can't remember. I was driving all around there, and I took, we went down to Seattle Hemp Fest and was driving. Came over the border, came back. I think I went down a couple times. And then, like later that year, I popped the panel off the back, and there was like at least a quarter ounce, more like a half ounce of like pretty nice weed just chilling. Fell right out of the compartment. I was like, whoops, holy Christ. Yeah. And the guys had searched the truck. Like when we came through and everything, they made us get out and they searched the truck. They didn't find it. It was just, I guess they didn't take the panel off, but.
Well, maybe they saw it, thought
You're
it was
lucky.
too old and
Yeah,
worthless.
it was worth it. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, it's
They
just...
saw it, just put it back in. Oh, it's worthless.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
let it
that's
go.
too old and worthless.
It was a stash panel. I didn't even realize it came off until I noticed that there was like a little latch that you pull and the thing pops off. So maybe they just missed it. Can't
All
catch
right.
everything.
Well, that can happen to you. So everybody tonight, check the door panels in your car. That's what I
Yeah.
do right away.
Used car.
Totally.
I'm going to be, even cars I don't own, I'm going to be checking.
Yeah.
Because that's a place you're
You
going to
might find all
find
kinds of
one.
good stuff.
I just caught a whole vision of the minivan. Guy goes to jail, has his fucking get out of jail stash. The cops didn't find it in his minivan. His wife or girlfriend sells the minivan. Lady buys it. Poor guy gets out of jail. His stash is gone.
Gone, yeah. It'd be interesting to know the story behind that. Actually, it'd probably,
Holy.
Send us your rendition of the story
yeah.
with an ounce of weed
Ending.
to
Yes.
Email us your
from under the
embarrassing
seed
story.
desk.
Totally.
To enter, send 13 and a half pounds to...
If you want us to read your story, we're gonna need some weed because we can't
Send
do
it.
anything without weed.
All right, let's get out of here. Don't forget to tune into the other shows on Pot
Yeah, actually,
TV.
that's where we're going is to tune into some other shows.
We've got McMahon on Mondays, 4 o'clock.
Well,
What's it-
actually, he's on hiatus right now.
What?
Just
Already?
because he's moved in. He's moving into his house, and Mick is always crazy. So he's like, nothing's happening until I get all my stuff moved in. And so he's on hiatus at the moment. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll be back next week
right,
or the
well-
week after or something. But
Don't watch him on Mondays at 4 o'clock.
Until he's back.
Right, until he's back. Yeah.
Jeremiah's show, that'll be on 4 o'clock on
That will be.
Friday.
definitely.
So watch that one. And Redbeard,
Sometimes
he
he
does
cancels
stuff
that one
on
last minute,
Saturday.
too.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that is
last
true.
week.
Yeah, well, last week we did.
Yeah, everybody sat down here
The show is
facing where the
postponed till
stage
next
would
Friday. Instead of the show is canceled this week, tune in next
know.
Friday.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Postponed.
I
You're
wanted
so
to-
funny.
So that means one of these Fridays you have to do 2 shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
If last Friday was postponed till this
We do them
Friday,
both
are you doing
simultaneously.
2 shows
Totally,
this
there you
Friday?
go.
I do 2 at the same time.
Nah.
It's just double as awesome.
You should like
No,
film
no.
one and
You
then have
gotta
it
do 2
playing
shows back to
side
back.
by side. So one filmed, one live. There you
That's
go.
right.
Boom.
We can play them both so nobody can understand any of them.
Two birds, one stone. I'm a very big
And then
fan
you
of
do
that.
a third show to explain
Kill
both
2
of those shows.
buds with one rolling paper.
It's not a bad idea.
And then a 4th show to apologize.
All right.
3
Well,
hours of
To
apology.
retract the previous 3 shows.
yeah. Well, thanks to Jer for being here today and helping click the knobs and
I love tweaking.
and Rose too for wise comments beyond my
I've been
years,
to Europe with him, it's true.
and Janice for sitting in with
wakes
us
up, why are you
too.
tweaking my knobs?
No.
That's camera 2 for you. And thanks to Al the Alchemist for building a wall of marijuana between he and that camera
Yeah, here like
each
the
week.
wall.
It's like the wall the Romans built around Masada. Right?
Really? They built a wall of weed?
Yeah.
No, it would have worked out
Here, I'll
better.
get
Seconds?
They're not sloppy.
It doesn't matter.
And it didn't double dip. I turned it over to the other side.
Yeah, that's very harsh. I agree with you.
Okay, we got
All right.
Over to the other side.
And thanks to Kush Queen
It's completely gone.
Thanks
for being
having me.
Wrong
in
way.
between.
Ciao, ciao.
And thank you all, too, for joining in the chat and having some fun. I think F14GR4N7UPH34V41 might get a smaller name.
Maybe.
I'm Marijuana Man. Thanks for tuning
That
in.
one.
Peace
What did he say?
and pot.
Ciao.
See you next week.